Anarchy.
All right. Well, welcome to episode number 21 of Anarchy.
In space.
Space. We are here to talk about episode number 11 of season 2 of The Expanse. And whoa, what an episode this one was.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
I think we're talking about how last episode was just a whole lot of setup. And man, was the setup all worth it, because holy shit, stuff goes down in this episode.
Yeah, like in volleyball terms, there's a setup, and then this show is the spike.
Oh yeah, like it's like a spike where all of a sudden they're not like, they hit the one ball, but then it turns into 4 balls and like shoots all over the court.
You must be watching a very different volleyball game than I am.
I'm watching the old Nintendo volleyball game that I used to play back in the day.
Oh, you're thinking of dodgeball, Super Dodgeball.
No. So it was definitely a volleyball game. I don't remember. I think it was like Super Beach Volleyball or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
You used to play it like, this is in the same era that we would have played, what the hell was it? The World Cup soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it was also a fun game. Cameroon seemed to always win.
Yeah, Nintendo had luck on all those sports games there for a long time.
They did. All of my favorite ones were not on Nintendo, though, because my favorites are all of the Mutant League games.
Oh, yeah.
God, I wish they would just make real Mutant League games.
There is a Blood Bowl on a PC. That's a Games Workshop thing.
No, I'm talking in real life. We allow them to use all of the steroids that they want.
Yeah.
And then we put shit to actually blow up human beings on the fucking field.
Yeah, there was another show where they tried to develop genetically mutated people to work, and it was called Exo Squad.
Interesting. I've never heard of this.
You never heard of this? It was actually had a tie into Robotech.
What the fuck's Robotech?
Oh my God. This is all 80s cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
Just a little bit before my era.
Yeah, I'll have to remind the audience that I am 41 and ancient. So
I am 36 and inches stuff, maybe a little above my age at times, but didn't quite go that deep. So anyways, where do you want to start with this one? Because holy shit, there's just so much that happens.
Yeah, there is so much. I guess we can do the Bobby Draper stuff, where she confronts the dude.
So she gets a stern talking to from her handler,
Yeah.
The guy who's a friend of the family, so to speak,
Yeah.
who proceeds to tell her, your father is going to be very disappointed in you.
Yeah.
So Bobby decides, fuck, I don't know what the hell's going on, but now I'm not a military person anymore. They're not going to let me be a soldier. What the fuck is my life? What have I been wasting my entire life for?
Yeah.
Because all this dude's done is tell me how I'm a piece of shit and I don't understand the sacrifice for the cause of Mars.
Yeah, he was definitely doing the, these dang kids and their hippity hoppity music don't understand sacrifice.
But instead, his case, it was more like these dang kids and not wanting to be murdered for the cause.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to sign up to go to war.
Yeah.
It's another thing to sign up for, as she so politely puts it, a fucking sales demo.
Yeah, a sales demo, which was exactly what it was.
We were a sales demo. And it is. That's exactly what it was. They were there. They let whatever that fucking thing was murder 6 fucking UN troops and 4 Martians.
Yeah.
Almost 5 as a fucking demo, saying, hey, this is what one of our super soldiers can do. How many you want?
Yeah, the video of it when she finally gets it out of them. It's like, and you can see right here.
Oh, yeah.
They killed all the UN troops and then covered 290 yards of ground.
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting. And this guy's just like, no, you stay in your place.
Yeah.
And so she beats the fuck out of him, which I think is fun, because they give you, like, let's be honest, she's supposed to be like the super marine.
Right.
She's supposed to be the best of the best. And I'm glad that they let her beat the fuck out of this dude in his office. And then, smart enough to politely go over to the, things. He needs assistance in here, please. And then fucking choke that dude out and get the fuck out of the building.
Yeah, that was that one I had to like stop and rewind it and watch it again just to make sure I didn't miss anything out of that fight scene, because she can throw some hands.
Yeah, she threw some fucking hands. And then what next? What's the thing you see? You see her running. Then she gets out of the building
Towards the gate. Yep.
Well, very specifically, and it's set up just like the like North Korea, South Korea, where you got your fucking, here's their line, here's our line, here's the interim space, and she's running like hell towards UN space, and they're all like, this is UN territory. Blah. She's like, political asylum.
Right.
And dude, she's just fucking like whatever she can. And she's in a good position because you can hear them like talking that Mars refuses to let them shoot her.
Yeah.
So, man, where the fuck is that story going to go?
Yeah, because one Martian, he was like, stop or we will fire. And the other one stops him and he goes, no, that's not allowed. Somebody got something in the earpiece.
Well, and what's funny is because this whole thing is predicated by the fact that they were supposed to leave.
Right.
She was supposed to be gone already. And obviously...
Oh, yeah, that we missed. The little dropship thing stopped and then went back up because of an alleged OPA plot.
Yep. Yeah, this is now a no-fly zone, which is just Christian saying, nope, not going to let that happen.
No, she's going to stay.
Yeah. And I think she knew at that moment that was like what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So... ultimately, like her little piece of this, while it's a huge deal for her. Like, I mean, that's the thing. It's not a lot of the story, but it's a big deal. Like, we just took what was supposed to be the Martian super soldier, and now she's defected.
Yeah, she is just completely gone against everything she knows. She's never going to be able to return home again. That was a lot to give up there.
Well, maybe she won't be able to return home again. The next odds and ends piece that we've got is we get a couple glimpses at the ship from a couple episodes ago that they have up on Venus.
Yes.
And so what's going on up there is they're firing their missiles and they're all getting fucking...
yeah, the little probes are getting ate up.
It's way more toxic than it should be down there on the planet. Like, it's just eating all our stuff up. And so the Mr. Visionary, like, ooh.
Yeah, Mr. Weirdo.
Yeah, he's like, well, how about this? How about we cannibalize one? We go double shielding and just try like hell to get this fucking one on there.
Right.
And the guy's like, well, that's against protocol. And he's like, well, can you tell Magellan it wasn't protocol? And which is where they get the title for the episode is actually, what happened when they ran out of map as sailors. And what they say is like, here there be dragons.
Yes.
Because it's uncharted territory and
right.
We just assume there's monsters out there.
Yeah, don't go over that way.
Or an ice wall or, the edge of the earth that you can sail over.
Right.
Depends which way you're doing it.
Yeah.
And so, despite it being a breach of protocol, like they're kind of out of options. What the fuck are we going to do here? Like, we need something.
Right. You're only down to 2. So,
yeah. So they end up doing it. And lo and behold, it pays off dividends.
Yeah. They actually land the probe.
They land it. And then they get video. And it's not much video.
Yeah.
But what's on that video scares the shit out of everyone in that fucking thing. I think does it scare them? Are they like titillated? Like, what the fuck is all of it doing there? Because what do they see?
Some shit coming out of that crater.
Something's been building.
Right.
Something big.
Yeah.
And like basically you see the probe, and beyond the probe you see what I would only describe as a fucking city.
Yeah.
Built out of proto-molecule. So
yeah, it kind of looks like if you're ever driving across country at night and then you look out in the distance and you see like a refinery or something and it's all lit up. That's kind of how it looks. It doesn't really look like a city, but there's definitely some kind of structure out there.
Yeah. It's something you don't understand.
Yeah.
That is really big. So you've got that odds and ends story. There's 3 main stories I think going on in here though. See, we've got Alex.
Yep.
We've got the Rossi crew, and then we've got Christian. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What do you think next? Want to talk Christian?
Yeah, Christian has her little political thing going on now that she's got Bobby Draper to admit that that was a sales demo.
Well, even before that, so what we end up having is we have her and Aaron Wright meeting, and basically she's letting Aaron Wright know it's been passed down to me that you're basically fucked.
Yeah, you're about to sit on the stand.
You're best, like they're going after you because no one can get a hold of Mao.
Yeah.
So I would tell them every fucking thing you can and pray for mercy, because and then he kind of like, well, can I get a word from you?
And then he immediately retracts it. He's like, yeah, that was a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, that was uncalled for.
Like, congratulations, dude. Your middle name just became Wheel Chucks.
Yeah.
Because you're getting tossed under the bus.
Well, I mean, I'd say that other than the fact that, this is all his fucking doing. He allowed this to happen. Like, you spearheaded this shit.
Yeah.
Because you wanted that weapon for yourself.
Yeah. Mao's day may come, but right now it's yours.
So Aaron Wright's kind of real peripheral at this point. Like, what's going to happen to him? We don't really know. I still don't trust him. Like, has he got something he's trying to is he trying to work an angle right now that we're all unaware of?
Right.
And I don't know.
And being a sleazy politician type, you got to imagine he's trying to work some kind of out.
Exactly. The other thing that happens with Christian is, so immediately when that interview or that meeting ends, who in the hell should call Christian other than Jules Pierre Mao,
Yeah.
who has extended an invite?
Yeah. Please come.
A one-time only. You're going to meet me here. You're going to meet me under these conditions. And because I'm tired of having to find new people to work with, you're just going to find a way to make it so we can play ball.
Right. And Cotillard, her little bodyguard dude, is better. It's like, you realize this is a trap, correct?
Yeah. He's like, why you ask me if you're not going to listen to me? He's like, well, just
Yeah.
indulge me. And he goes through and explains all the reasons that it has to be a trap. There's nothing else it could possibly be.
Right.
And she goes, and he's like, and you're going to accept it. She's like, I did an hour ago. But but I think in her position, like, what else does she have? Like, she has to get something.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm sure she's going to try and find her way to work the thing. And, you know, a lot of it is you're going to come here with a small group of people and you're going to meet under non-UN territory. So all you're thinking is, yeah, Mao's going to hire a bunch of OPA to fucking assassinate her while she's not in in UN airspace, that kind of shit.
Yeah, because why not? OPA would be cheap hire.
Exactly, and that's all it is.
They already hate the UN, so.
So you've got that going. I guess there's like just so many little tiny stories that are kind of pushing the narrative in this episode.
Yeah.
You got Alex.
Yes.
Up on the Rossi, and I think I don't know if they start the episode with him, but a lot of the episode is. So when we ended the last episode, he was like, oh shit, because they enacted a no-fly zone
Right.
above Ganymede. And so now he's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I've got to find out get these people off the planet without being seen. And how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, so he's got to start putting his old noodle into overdrive, trying to figure out how to get the crew back.
So what he ends up doing, and it was so cool to see like the idea. He's just, okay, let's see what we got here. Zoom out. Give me the whole goddamn system. I want to see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, right.
And so he hears, he's listening to the radios, and all of a sudden he hears about a Black Ops mission.
Yeah.
To put somebody basically right where he needs to be.
Yeah, just on the spot where the battle took place.
Yes, which also happens to be where this weird medical clinic's going to be.
Yeah.
So he hatches a plan. He's like, okay, so I need to get there before whoever these people are.
And I have to do it quiet.
And so him and the ship, which by the way, at this point, he's like talking to the ship like it's a woman.
Right.
Which from I think this point on becomes like a normal thing.
Yeah.
There's a funny joke at the end of the episode because he mentions we.
Yeah.
To the rest of the Rossi crew. What do you mean we? And then he has to think better. It was like I.
Yeah.
Basically, they devise a plan to using only thrusters, no drive.
Yeah.
Fucking slingshot themselves around planets.
Which, by the way, the OPA were all betting on this in last season, and that didn't really turn out very successful.
Well, when they're doing it with that, it's because they're planning on they're slingshotting themselves around suns.
Yeah.
He's slingshotting himself around planets. It's a little different, I'm assuming.
Right.
But the idea is, and it almost gets foiled because he's slingshotting himself around one planet, and then oh shit, there's another Mars. He's like, oh, that's right. As much as I can hide behind planets, so can't other ships.
Yes.
And so we should probably remember that. But you know, he ends up making good on it, and when he meets up with the Rossi crew down there, like, oh, he meets him in an airlock.
Yeah.
And he's a guy in a suit, like, oh shit, what the fuck's that? So the main story is the Rossi crew in this episode, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a story for this episode.
So it's actually kind of split in two stories, but it's all part of the same story, and they're clearly doing it like they're chasing after Mai.
Yeah, and Dr. Strickland.
Yes,
and I think this episode actually opens with like a flashback to before the battle started and Strickland trying to get May out to that old area of the station.
Well, is that when it happened, or is it happening now? Like just a little bit before? We don't really have a sense of time,
right?
But they're kind of doing like a chase sequence split in time.
Right.
So like Strickland is maintaining his composure with May and kind of leading her the direction he wants her to go.
Grabs a leaf with something on it before they get into the old part of the station.
Yeah, gives her medicine, so he's trying to keep her alive.
Right.
But like basically, he's just a little ahead of everything that's going on with the Rossi crew.
Yeah.
But it looks like you can't tell. Is this an hour difference? Like, are they just ahead? Are they minutes ahead? Are they weeks ahead? We don't know. So it's pretty basic. Like they're kind of communicating between each other. The Rossi ends up running into a dining hall full of people.
Yeah, guards and scientists having a pizza party.
Yeah. And all of a sudden shit pops off. They all start, basically the scientist is trying to like de-escalate shit and nobody's having a de-escalation.
Right.
And then all of a sudden shit pops off and Amos gets shot. Trying to defend the Prax, I think his name is.
Yeah, Prax. He was the one who started it, actually.
And then also all of the staff files out a door and they're kind of left in this room. So all of a sudden Prax sees Mai's bag just sitting in a pile of shit.
Right.
Like just a bunch of, basically looks like all the kids had all of their personal stuff taken and it's just sitting there on top.
Yeah.
And he's losing his shit kind of over it. They end up finding there's an incinerator and they look in there and then they see one of the experiments and it's a child that was basically didn't survive whatever they did to it.
Right.
And Prax is having his moment, just like, oh fuck, what do I do with this? And
yeah,
Holden ends up fucking pulling him out of the room and then fires up the incinerator because I'm here to destroy the fucking protomolecule as much as I can.
Yeah, and if that's got protomolecule on it, it needs to go.
Yeah. So he fucking lights that shit up and
you got to admit the efficiency of that incinerator was complete.
Oh yeah, like what's funny because it doesn't burn up, like it just kind of, you see it turn white hot and then poof, just disappear.
It just vaporized. So there was nothing left.
So they're all kind of like, well, what the fuck do we do next? All of a sudden, you see a fucking grenade get launched in there.
Yeah, that was like, oh, what the fuck? Where's the grenade coming from?
To which Amos goes, fucking catches it like a ground ball, tosses it through a fucking the door, back at whoever tossed it in, and then next thing you hear, oh fuck, an explosion. Then you start hearing roaring.
Yeah,
just roar, and all hell breaking loose. Fucking gunfire, like shit being smashed.
Oh yeah,
airlock being blown up, and then eventually it all goes silent.
Yeah, as it would.
Oh my god. So then the crew of the Rossi gingerly like, fuck, I don't know that I want to put up with whatever was on the side of that door.
Yeah.
They go through, basically everyone's dead in there. There's a big thing, not a cage, but like a case in the middle of it. It looks like something broke out of it.
Yeah, Amos comes over and goes, well, that wasn't blown in by the explosion. Something got out.
Yeah. And basically what they pieced together is whatever the fuck was in there ripped the airlock open, and then the inner airlock sealed when it went out. So we see the scientist is here. She's the only one that survived, and she's going to die, but she's like, with her last breath, she's trying to save me, save me.
Yeah.
And Owen's like, fuck you, I'm not saving shit. What the fuck was going on here? You're going to tell me if you want any hope of living.
Yeah.
And like every fucking crazy scientist character, like she just gives you the most batshit answer.
Right.
She's smiling, and there's so many more. And just kind of lets on, like, okay, the hope that the Rossi crew had of like ending the protomolecule.
Yeah, she just let it out. It's like, yeah, we've got tons of this stuff.
Yeah, like there's no hope of ending it. It's everywhere, and we're just trying to we're gonna run as many experiments as we can with all that we have, all over the place. And then she succumbs to death. Now, this is where we say they kind of Alex meets up, and they're all about to do a thing. We have a moment between Naomi and Holden because Naomi's like, well, I'm not going to go with you guys. I'm going to go and help, as I put it in our show notes the other day, Trigglypuff, the triggered captain, get people off of the planet.
Yeah.
So she wants to go and help people because she thinks it's going to be more of a help save refugees than...
Yeah, so her split off to get the people off of Ganymede.
She's like, oh, we were trying to catch the protomolecule. Apparently that's not possible, so I'm going to help people.
Right.
And that's all popping off until you turn around and all of a sudden Alex says, hey guys, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then you just see it. A glowing man out in the fucking middle of space with no vac suit.
Yep. So then Holden, Prax, and Alex decide they're going to go hunt the monster on the surface.
And that's the best part. I think
and that was where it ended. It was
the last line's like, we're going to go hunting.
Yeah.
Hunting monsters. And you're like, fuck yeah. That's what I watched this show for. So it's just so much happening, and like it was one of those really, really good action-packed episodes because every time you turn around, like it's just something.
Yeah, something was going on.
Yeah,
got Bobby Draper throwing them hands.
Exactly. You know, even
protomolecule monsters running around.
Well, and that's what I love about it because now we're finally like on two fronts where we're gonna see we've now established that there's no getting rid of this. Like the can of worms is open.
Yeah.
And you've got the two examples of it because now you've got humanity using it in our own image to do what we want it with.
Right.
And then you've got Venus where it's doing what it wants.
Right.
Which one of those things is actually a bigger threat? We don't know yet. So why don't you give us some specs? Was there anything else that we missed on here? Do you remember?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that we missed.
I mean, it was a lot of little things that happened in this episode. Like, it wasn't like we're trying to follow a bunch of or a couple storylines that are real detailed. It was just,
Yeah, like little dialogue exchanges here and there. But, if you're watching the episode, then you'll pick up.
yeah, go watch the episodes. Don't listen, just listen to this. Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of weird if you're just listening to this and not watching the show.
Yeah, because our talking about it almost half the time is longer than the shows themselves.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, why don't you give us the specs and we'll get on out of here?
Okay, season 2, episode 11. Here, There Be Dragons, directed by Rob Lieberman, written by Georgia Lee, came out April 5th, 2017, and a ratings drop. So this one was a 0.504.
That's crazy, especially when you consider that where we're at here.
Yeah, you were telling me about the IMDb.
Yeah, what's really hilarious. So if you go to the IMDb for these episodes, this is 21, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to click it right now. Here There Be Dragons.
It gets a more favorable rating on the IMDb, which is, yeah.
Let's see here. It's popping up. Yeah, this episode has an 8.8 IMDb rating.
Yeah, out of 10.
Yeah.
Which means people at the show love it.
Yes. Which you do not get by looking at the fucking Nielsen rating for the show. Looks like nobody gives a shit about it.
It's like, oh, yeah, that thing's on. I'll catch it later, maybe.
Well, and apparently everybody is catching it later and loving the fuck out of it.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty interesting when you look at the juxtaposition, and it does. And the thing is like this is a situation where I don't feel like it's a difference between the like with a lot of the movies and stuff. You have a difference between what the fans think and what the critics say, and I think across the board on this, like everyone kind of loves the show. So it's just, Sci-Fi Network has no fucking viewership anymore because TV's dead. That's the only reason at this point that the show is doing so poorly.
That's the reason why a whole bunch of them are switching over to streaming.
So right on, boss. Well, folks, thanks for hanging out with us again here on the old Anarchy in Space as we watch The Expanse.
Yep.
We're almost done with season 2.
Yep.
It's been a bit of a journey. I think we got 2 more seasons left, huh?
Yeah, we got 2 episodes left, and then we'll be on to season 3.
Oh, man, season 3 is going to be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3 is a good, exciting one, too.
Well, good. A lot of stuff happens. Will give us more to talk about.
Season 4 is a shorter season. Like, they go back to, like, the 10-episode thing.
Yeah.
And it is a really, really bleak episode. Like, season
down,
4.
Depressing.
Oh, it's good, but it's so fucking depressing.
Nothing's going to work.
It's a lot about refugees. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
It's they're hired to help a company push refugees off of a what do you would call it? Push refugees off of a new colony.
Okay.
And it's got one of my favorite actors actually in it. He was the weird guy from Pacific Rim, and he used to be on Torchwood back in the day.
Oh yeah, like the little skinny white dude.
The doctor.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and he plays like the leader of a company military organization in this one in season 4. But we're not there yet, folks. We'll get there.
Yeah. Slowly but surely, we'll get there.
All right. Well, go out and to infinity and corn pops.
Corn pops? He's a bad dude.
That's what I heard. Peace.
All right, see ya.